Wow, you know capitalism is all about freedom when Jake Paul gets to have a house, not to be homeless.
$2 million into this house.
Wow, he's very homeless. Let's discuss the word freedom when it comes to capitalism. It's going to be a lot. Because you see it in every single corner you look, and it sometimes rage baits you into believing in this religion. We might even recognize that capitalism is more of a religion than, like, a real thing. But maybe the first step of understanding freedom, well, believe in money. Right? It's very difficult to actually believe in money. But enough people believe in it, so that's great. Well, yeah, and that's a mystery. And the belief in money can actually keep growing, just continuously growing until society collapses. That's what makes capitalism. Wait, I don't have a word for it. Fucking hell, man. There is no word for it. It's a finite system. You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. I just discovered something stupid. Unfortunately. Well, the opposite would be temporary, okay? It's a very temporary system. It falls apart on its own because people start believing in money too much. Because you can't stop them. You just can't stop them when the system is in place. The health bar runs across and it collapses because people's belief in money can be, make or break the system. If people believe in it too much, if they are manipulated by money, all kinds of evil people will start popping up, trying to scam you, steal your money, just like it's going to be too easy because everything is monetary. No one has to worry about it. Even thieves are like relaxing. I'm like, yeah, just steal this valuable item, and that's all I have to do, right? It's easy for everyone. The more people believe in money, but not the system. The system collapses when people believe in money too much because money fundamentally has no moral value. It has selfish value. All right, it has ability to manifest anything. It's like a magical pixie dust, a currency where you come up to a genie and exchange it for more wishes or whatever. But everything you acquire still remains selfish. Most people do not go the extra mile to acquire something for someone else. It's called a gift. And at some point, your brain starts thinking, like, how do I cut that guy that collects gifts, man? Like, how do I get rid of that person out of my life? You literally become anti-relationship. You want to be perceived as a big guy, all right, by as many people as possible. But you're also projecting royalty to where, like, you're the rare person and no one should bother talking to you. You don't have time for them. It's a self-fulfilling sort of ideology that has bred a bunch of celebrities and even made politicians look like celebrities. Because that's kind of where they come from sometimes. But you must not really mix it up. I'm not talking about corporatism, right? Capitalism is not corporatism, is a whole different level. It might be interesting to talk about corporatism at some point, because capitalism is gonna die in like 2 years. You don't smell the fucking burning factories? Like, you don't get it? It's gonna die. Capitalism is literally about to die. That's why it's funny to talk about it, because we have seen the entirety of it. We've seen 90% of capitalism already. We've seen 30 years of 32 years of capitalism. Why am I so certain it's gonna die? Because it's happening. You must be fucking insane to think otherwise. Rather, I'm not the insane one for being able to predict things. just through observing, right? You can sense that capitalism is dying. Oops. There's different levels of freedom. Different levels of freedom is your different levels of capitalism, is what the next level of achievements you can reach, right? It literally is gonna super boost your life. The more freedom you find. Was I searching for freedom? Nah. Because you still need to get money at the end of the day, right? You need to earn money and spend money. It's the obvious thing. It's still have to believe in money, right? The first step to all this freedom is you have to know what's freedom made out of. It's made of money. If you don't have money, your freedom is just the basic shit, right? So you have your internet, you have your like cheap technology basically raining down upon you. Whatever you can have for cheap, that is your freedom. Back in the day, when we had no government, survival was your freedom. If you survived, well, congratulations, you get to observe how the world works. Right now, it's a very similar structure, but government can choose to save you. You know, can choose to spare your life against capitalism and inject you with, benefits. So government does do that. It did that to me. Crazy. I'm running on a whole different fucking fuel. All right, money coming out of just thin air, but it's for a good reason, okay? I personally can justify it. I don't know how many people can justify it, but I personally can justify that. I was like literally at the same level to receive benefits, but do I have to talk about it? Because it's gonna get even more speculatory, right? These are like, you have level of capitalism, you have level of corporatism, you have the government level, right? And then the godlike level. I was here and I bam slam eventually started in midpoint started receiving government benefits. As if it's fucking scripted. Okay. Now I feel like I'm a part of the government, guys. Yep. I mean, it boosts my self-esteem. It has to be logically what's going on. There's no better explanation. I'm just boosting my self-esteem. How do you boost self-esteem? By not following your heart, by getting smarter. So what you're doing right now by watching this video, boosting self-esteem. You know more than other people. And when people crash and burn around you, because they often do, they often pick the wrong thing, collectively pick the wrong thing. When they crash and burn, you're still gonna be untouchable, right? Your self-esteem is greater than everyone else. Your path is more permanent than everyone else's path in life. Because of course, like, why would you pick a shitty path like capitalism? So capitalism is technically a path, but it's also an operational level. I need money too. Everyone needs money. And there's different ways of getting to that, right? And different ways of using it. But getting money, like social ways, like maybe that's gonna open up. If I am a godlike person now, in midway of being a godlike person, I will find yet another revenue stream. Imagine that. What would that be? I don't know, just peeing on the internet and all of a sudden it just magically generates money? I don't know. That's where I'm trying to go, but apparently, well, I need subscribers, guys. I need hand it over, kid. No, I don't know if that's exactly what's gonna happen, but I already have invented just enough things to where, like, yeah, it looks like in mid-path of godlike abilities that I have manifested, I will get paid because people need those abilities. Again, people are very cynical right now. People are focused on money. If I don't have money, I will not be able to, be of an interest to other people. But otherwise, you kind of just realize how fake the world is exactly, right? When people are just so easily manipulated by the system itself. The system itself is fake, and all these like NPCs are not actually important people at all. Because they don't do anything. Nothing happens in their lives. And just money alone is not gonna, just $30 million house? Is that what we have here? Wow, it didn't fucking explode. It must be $30 million. I mean, he really tested it. He's a strong man. Damn. The house did not collapse. Alright, anyways. Let's go back. Like, this is the keyword. The way I'm introducing this is a keyword to leveling up under capitalism is the finding of freedoms. Even the first freedom is look at me, alright? Look at me. It's about you can tell yourself anything, right? And you can deny other people telling you stuff. If people trying to tell you stuff, they are fundamentally attacking and fundamentally missing the whole fucking point. You must not miss the point. If freedom is the current system of operations, by the way, also matters to me. Freedom is the whole, like, you can expect everyone know a lot about freedom. So when you attack me and you try to fucking inject your bullying words into my brain, I mean, tough luck, my guy, because I know a little bit too much about it. Your efforts of using freedom against me is challenging me. Like, sometimes people will be freely open-minded to any amount of abuse out there. I don't know why would they do that. Don't get abused. Don't let freedom turn into allowance for other people to abuse you. Don't do that, right? It's the most basic way to spend your freedom is to not allow people to take advantage of you. You invest that and you get more freedom in return. No one wants to mess around with you no more. Yes, you can spend freedom two different ways. You can level up two different ways. Again, heart and brain. But it sounds like you can unlock your personality, your full personality, or you can just become rich. There's two things you can do, right? If you have a big heart, you're going to become rich. How does that work? Well, a big heart is going to gravitate towards wealthy people, towards people who have achieved the greatest amount of freedom. You're going to gravitate, you're going to interact with them, you're going to bounce off of them, you're going to just grab onto certain ideas, and you're going to be able to wiggle yourself into maybe getting a job or looking like them, basically. You're going to be able to interact. You're just going to wiggle yourself deeper and deeper into rich people's lives, right? While building a personality is just recognizing you can do anything at any point, and all of it matters permanently. Every single insight you establish matters permanently. What you allow yourself to do, most people restrain themselves. Most people are small. What's wrong with them? And most people will chase the money. They want to become rich. They are basically miswired sometimes. In fact, it's not people becoming gay that makes them gay, is the fact that they chase the growing heart problem. And they want to appear sassy and rich, of like, I'm a royal person, I don't need your help, I don't need anybody, actually, and I can suck dick. What was that? What was that last one? Jake Paul, you know anything about that one?
And now,
I mean, AI made a gay Jake Paul, so we finally we finally understand that is what reality needed this whole time. There's the gay version of Jake Paul. That's the real version potentially. No, it's just like that's where the gay stuff shows up. Not only is just freedom, is celebrating freedom of like we can do whatever we want, especially sexually, and that's not really true. That's bending some limits, but that's how they approach things. It's next episode, guys. We're gonna talk about like American Dream, and you'll understand how Americans bend the whole capitalism to themselves, how they make it so fucking fake, so absurd, how they loot the rest of the world in order to create this image of rich people living somewhere over there and not across the world. Rich people are across the world. You don't have to go to a certain place, but Americans gonna fucking trip your balls off and gonna make it about them, right? They will constantly fucking bombard you with social interactions, even across the internet, until you just think America is a great place, and it's not. Not at all. It's not a great place. It might be cool to socialize, because you've seen a lot of faces. It's a cool place to socialize, but it's not a good place in general to, like, to be and live life and have relationships. Nope. Besides the point, this is the easiest way to measure where someone's leveling up. Alright? At some point, fame becomes a factor. That's corporatism. Fame is a factor in corporatism. This is why NPCs are just never famous. You can become extremely rich and you're just not going to be famous. But you can't be extremely rich unless you're famous. At some point, the whole scale breaks against you. You can be a millionaire and not be famous, and not even have a brand name attached to you. Just a very good worker, right? And just high level salary, whatever it takes. Maybe you even freelance, resell some expensive things, you found your niche, whatever, right? But the moment you want to be extremely rich is you have to have a brand. You have to monetize your face, right? There's no escape. So the really, really rich people that exist right now come from corporatism, not capitalism. And unfortunately for you guys, I will not attempt to explain to you how corporatism works. So there's the like feel. It will feel like there's no final form that you can achieve, but you must understand, like, Mr. Beast obviously achieved the maximum level of corporatism right now. He's kind of just swimming in it. He knows exactly how the system works, and he's pursuing that to the max, right? Maybe even gonna explode from all the power that he has accumulated. Look, that's scary shit. Like, I'm genuinely scared for Mr. Beast's health right now. It feels like he's gonna start malfunctioning very soon, just from health issues alone. Just like Mr. Beast, when he's gonna get attacked, he's gonna get attacked from every fucking angle there is. There's just no mercy for that guy anymore. If there's gonna be drama, it's not gonna be one drama, it's gonna be double drama, or triple drama, quadruple drama, 5 lawsuits. You know, you just get all the shit, and then you feel like a shit, right? The whole time, and then you cannot upload your videos, and then you feel like shit even more. And then you're kind of going through bankruptcy, and people are leaving your company, and then you feel like shit even more. And then you actually slip and say something stupid, and he's just like, fucking Mr. Beast might go through like an absolute avalanche explosion of reputation downfall we have never seen before. Fuck yeah, dude. That's what happens sometimes. You crash and burn. Because, you might still forget at some point, like, we even mock billionaires of, like, you might forget that you got your $1 billion. Shouldn't you be free from everything, right? Shouldn't you ascend to just retirement of some kind and stop doing stuff that's like ridiculous stuff, right? That requires a lot of money to do. Or just attempting to earn even more money. Like, we don't understand billionaires anymore, and rightfully so. They might just actually be predatory class. Because despite knowing so much about freedom and leveling up so damn much, they still missed the mark. Where, like, you got your freedom, though. There's not more freedom by earning more money anymore. You know how to use money, right? Like, it gets really fucking weird. But I guess just like winning a lottery, it's almost impossible to fully understand where to spend the money to gain most freedom. I mean, Notch tried to do it. We didn't hear the good stuff from that story. We never hear the good stuff. When we see, like, well, that's nice, and everyone wants it because it helps you escape from all this toxic shit, right? Most importantly, what happens is royalty happens. And we said last time, right? But last time I explained exactly what's going on, what the definition of royalty is to be able to escape toxicity. So it's not just because it's a nice house, but you're not going to be surrounded by shitty people who haven't made it, right? You are actually actively excluding yourself from the dangerous, shitty people who would waste your time. Something I would love to exclude myself from. Okay, I would love to. But I can still sort of drown their noise with my noise by exercising my freedoms. I can still fight back and understand that I have a big personality, and to me, life is a battleground. I will gain experience by fighting people in this battleground. You know, not actually physically, but whatever that entails. Whatever they're challenging me at. Because people are just straight up evil, right? And evil is exactly the thing that you're capable of defeating. You are capable of confronting and defeating evil. It happens eventually. What can you do? So yeah, that's the second level now, is just understanding royalty, right? Or rather, escaping toxicity is the second level in both directions, I would say. Alright, hide your face, Jake Paul.
We'll reveal it to you.
Well, hide your face, Jake. Alright, thank you. This should be your motivator. Anything toxic happens in your life, you want to escape it, and you want to sort of replace what you might be missing. Like, if you had toxic friends, you want to replace them with less toxic friends, obviously. Or people who serve you. If they can't be your friends, maybe they're just gonna be around. They're gonna fight for it. You can be my friend, I will pay you to be my friend, but can you actually achieve being my friend? For how long exactly? We don't know. And that's technically what Mr. Beast is toying around with. It's like, at first he put his friends into red circles, and now he's putting random people into red circles. What is that? That's basically his fucking lifestyle at this point. Right? Dance, monkey, dance. And they're not gonna say anything bad to you as well. You literally flex your, royalty, and no one can see anything bad to you. Because they know that you're gonna pull the plug on them. One way or the other. Yes, people hate it, people call it, like, Discord moderator bullshit, but that's what it is. Yes. Royalty is synonymous to Discord moderation. I don't know how that happened, but this is where we are right now. You sort of have the freedom to reduce toxicity, to kind of identify it and capture it and toss it aside, eliminate. You have quite a lot of control in that matter as a moderator. But that's not the point. The point is to be able to use money of whenever you feel bad, right? Whenever you feel bad, you can celebrate. You can buy yourself anything nice. In fact, that's the most efficient way to use money. Just like, wait until bad things happen, and then you patch toxicity with money. Just very quickly. Very quick solution. Once you learn how to live that, you have level up to level 2 of freedom. Congratulations. Once I just jump into the pool real quick. Cool. I don't know how to swim, so I don't want to stay there for too long. I don't know how to swim, but I do know how to drown. I've tried it already. And people did got scared of, like, damn, this guy really knows how to drown. And then I got pulled out of water because look at me. Look how skillful I am in drowning. Our next up. Have I lived the escape toxicity thing? Yep. It exactly happened at exactly the midpoint of something. So, I went to UK. The midpoint is to disconnect from my dad. I was also disconnected from my mom as well. So it's like a midpoint of a midpoint, but then it becomes late game. So I go to with my dad. I know my dad is kind of toxic, but I didn't know how much. Eventually we find out how much. We have to disconnect from my dad. I have my own place in the UK, and it's like, wow, that's how you do it. You just have your own place, right? And the place was actually pretty cool. There was a smoking person nearby, but it's like it's a nice lady, maybe. I don't care, right? She can have her phone chat sometimes. You give up a little bit. I did not socialize. I'm just a terrible person at socializing, so I should have talked, but it is what it is. I mean, I was young at that point. Uh, I was 22. It's young. You don't socialize at 22. It's insane. Especially when you're like me, when that's not even a skill that I have. So I just jump around social media and try to like manifest some kind of remnants of me socializing to people. But yeah, the important part is I recognize I can have my own space. And the funny thing is, I disconnect from my mom, I disconnect from my dad. I went to another place, and I felt that even having roommates was toxic. So I found like a detached apartment, and it was perfect. It was just completely detached, like the word suggested. Like, you can have your big house, but there's a lot of people in it. And there's a detached little shitty place, right? And you just go there. Go live there. Disconnected. No one's gonna bother you too much. Alright, you have your own little place, your own access to garden, everything's just perfect. Alright? And I thought it's gonna stay that way. I thought it's gonna be perfect. There were some rats lurking around, and all of a sudden they do attack me when I was sleeping, okay? So all of a sudden things were not so nice, and they were running around my fucking room, and I wanted to capture them, all that shit. So not very nice. Eventually, when you also learn how to grow your mold as well, when you don't know like the basic maintenance strategy, things can get pretty disgusting. And it can be hard if you can't even have like a heater, right? If your heating is not centralized because you're detached, like I had problems with that. But yeah, all I did is detach 3 times. Detach from my mom, detach from my dad, and detach from just random roommates, just random people in general. I detached just potentially one step way forward. Because like if I was making these videos, roommates would not appreciate it. That's the first thing that you notice, right? And I just didn't like them. They were kind of drunkards and like fuck off. Like why is that what we're competing against, right? Why is that my level right now? What's going on? And my dad was a drunkard, and he got into a lot of trouble for it. He became a meme too. Internet sensation, guys, on my country. Like, I don't get it. There's a whole culture in there of shitty people, and eventually my dad comes back from UK. I came back way earlier, but he's trying to come back, and it's like, nah, pay me. He caused so much drama, and you feel that superpower of being able to detach from toxic people very quickly, very, very quickly, and just toxic environments in general. Yeah, whenever you don't like, you just move. Yes, inflation. Yes. Alright? It's not the easiest thing to deal with nowadays. And it's quite a mystery. Like, why is inflation happening? It's greed. It's just fucking greed. Everyone believes in money. No one believes in morality. So if they can just get money from you without working, they're not gonna think twice. Right? They get the money. They simply get the money. Alright? If they can rise prices, they're just gonna do it. You would think the story is completely different, but no, of course, it's big money bags over here. I will buy all the properties. I will invest into properties, right? Like, people, like, you would think investing into properties is a fun thing to do, and it's a war zone. That's what you have to do to be responsible with your money, right? No, it's a war zone. Where's the third level of freedom, you might ask? I said it, though. Oh. When you master ownership, a special relationship, but you have to master it. You can't just, like, is this a project? This is a relationship above all relationship, everything else. Capitalism has a project for you. The project relationship with capitalism itself. It's called ownership. What does that mean? I mean, look, isn't this obvious, right? Escape toxicity is like the less toxic shit is around you is technically the better relationships you have, right? It's by default. Even if the only relationship you have is with yourself. Fair enough. But it's usually not like that. The more you work in a certain workplace, you chip away just a little bit of that relationship value, unless sudden changes happen. You know, earthquake in the workplace, everything falls apart. I had like agency change, and all of a sudden I got fired really fast. They cooked me real fast when a change happened. Not to say that I wasn't toxic, but just didn't know how to do things back then. Alright, so what happened in my life that, I still managed ownership of some kind? What happened? I owned up to the thing that I did, maybe. The funny thing is, it is true. I started owning mental illness. Do I have mental illness? No. But mental illness pays money, so absolutely I do have mental illness. If mental illness is passive income, fuck yeah, I have it. And of course I know there's the environment that is causing it and amplifying it, and loves it so tremendously. They love it. They love identifying other people as weak and pathetic, right? Like, what? Who doesn't love that? Being on top of someone else. In the comment section, you are on top of a YouTuber right now. As if. So, well, I owned up. Again, as I've said, in the middle of this ownership relationship with capitalism, I owned up to something of like, yeah, I can definitely have mental illness. That's a lovely thing to say about me, yeah. I will just hate you forever, You're challenging me to but if it's worth it, I'll take it. Alright? If it's worth it, I will go that direction. I'll take that fight. In real life, of course, when you don't go that, my path in life of owning something, because it's fucking weird, of course. It sounds weird every time. But in real life, ownership is pretty obvious. Again, the more rich you are, now you're starting to own things. You're starting to flex something. It's so obvious. Why do I even have to explain it? You own the latest technology. You start YouTube videos, just out of inertia of all the popular things you own already, right? If your parents are rich, you just have more chances to make it into social media. And you have the latest technology. You don't have to worry about, I don't have this camera. You can buy anything basically for yourself that satisfies your hobbies, your activities, amplifies your voice, your reach, or just you want to learn how to play an instrument. You can do all these things. Technically, the best ownership is of places, and rather public places. And even if you don't own it, actually, because that would be corporatism to own a public place, then are you kidding me? You can be a very successful farmer. You know, just sell your produce, and you own that location, even if it's a job. You own it, though. You drive your car, you gather your produce. Like, farmers are technically pretty rich people, if you think about it. If they truly establish themselves. Imagine how many connections they have. Like, everyone just coming up to them and, hey, let me buy the bread. And I looked at the bread, it's fucking expensive. Nothing in the farmer's market was cheap. So it's like all of them are rich people now that own a bunch of shit. I mean, we know farmers to be actually pretty rich. If you paid attention, you know they're rich, bro. You know, own land, grow things, that's very big ownership to be able to grow things of any kind. Is it ownership to have the biggest house like Jake Paul?
If you break it down, make a hater wanna.
Ugh. It makes it toxic, actually. It makes it a fucking vanity project, basically. No. You gotta find the most real version. My version, like European version, being a farmer, is a little bit also quite an extreme version in a complete different direction because you just never suspect them to be rich or to even be able to compete with this. But this is another extreme version where just a few select people can afford ridiculous amount of stuff, right? The reality is somewhere in the middle where people just have nice house and can just have nice life overall. And ownership is like what I'm recognizing in my life, like adopting technology that actually matters. It's not vanity. It actually does something. Everything has a function, right? Everything has to be calculated. Otherwise, you don't own it eventually. That thing bankrupts. If you own it, you probably own it till the day you fucking die, right? Why would it be taken away from you? It makes no sense. So the things you have are technically can only be upgraded. They should not expire. Now, a lot of subscriptions would expire. I think my subscription to YouTube will only upgrade, not expire, but right now we're just still in a very, very negative. Very, very, very negative. It's a cool place to watch a lot of cool videos, but somehow TikTok is now beating YouTube, so the upgrade is not within YouTube, unfortunately. It's just to watch TikToks. That's sad, man. What if I unsubscribe from YouTube entirely and I can't be YouTube CEO anymore? So I just want to try to own a dream. You can even own a dream. Especially if you're paying, like, for a subscription, then fucking own a dream of that subscription. So I own a subscription to YouTube, and I also subscribe to Disney Plus. What's that? What is that? I'm a Pixar character now legally. Because what are they gonna do? I'll just show that I actually subscribed and I pay them fucking money. I own this PNG right now. Alright? So, yeah, ownership can be as weird as NFT. Right? I own Monkey. Look at me. But, again, it's very, very rich people playing dumb games and bleeding a lot of money. Because they don't actually value or understand money very well. While the farmers, they do understand money so very well that they're very scared of spending it in any random direction. But yeah, the truth is in the middle. Like, there's a lot of things that can be owned. You just can't own other human beings. Because that's called slavery. Oh wait, slavery is exactly what's going on in the world. Not only you own the things, but you also own the services. Alright, even though it's not one-to-one to slavery, it's voluntary of what service people provide, but you can just take it. You just take it, bro. And if people are jobless, but they're looking for a job, they're just looking to provide a service, which is probably a very enlightening moment to a lot of jobless people. Because service can mean fucking anything, right? Why is it so disconnected? I just don't understand, right? Service can mean anything to anyone. There should always be, you should always be connected to job-seeking market, just in case some rich person wants to grab like 3 human beings quickly, fix something in their life and move on with their life. Like, come on. For fuck's sake, what's going on? I would know about it, and I don't. I don't understand. But that's capitalism for you. Right now, it's not working very well until it finalizes. When it finalizes, it doesn't disappear. Capitalism will still exist. It's just people will start stopping believing in money. They already don't want to believe. Like, we kind of split off, right? Some people just think of like, well, capitalism is not going to die, so we can believe in money. And other people are doomers who just hate capitalism. It's just like they want us to stop, right? Again, the truth is somewhere in the middle. Capitalism is about to die and be replaced by something else. But capitalism will still live on, just not as relevant anymore. Right? Everything will collapse. And we know ownership, right, is the biggest contested value of something. So we talk about communism, socialism. Ownership always gets attacked, even though it's level 3. Like, why are you attacking? So what is level 4 then? You can own things, and owning things that grow and generate things is the best thing you can own. Secondary things are services, properties plus tools, plus ability to, fix things yourself. How about that? That's a good deal. Best thing to own is, of course, skills in the end of the day. But when you have a tool, you also need skills to accommodate the tool. So automatically you just pursue ownership of tools, but you also pursue to understand fundamentally how every tool works. And right now with AI, walk around your house, learn what it sounds arbitrary, learn what every single tool does that you might not exactly know, you're not 100% sure. Right now with AI, you can finalize ownership of what you have. Hurry up, all right? You can finalize capitalism. You want to 100% complete capitalism until it stops being relevant. That means you do have to watch the entire series, by the way. Jump scare in the middle of the video, sorry. Level 4. What is allowed under capitalism? How many things are allowed? And again, we could talk like about the dark side of freedom, right? There's a lot of like evils, rule breakings are allowed. You just pay your fine and move on, right? All of a sudden, just like if you pay just these weird fines, you can just kind of get away with crimes almost, right? Are we going the right direction? Because that would be weird. How about let's put this thing on top. In the end of the day, you can own something great, right? When your ownership exceeds your everyone else's ownership, at some point you just build yourself a monument. You build something significant that people cannot ignore anymore, and you can paint it with any color you want, right? You can tell any story you like about it. It is yours, and that is the most valuable thing you can do with capitalism. When you realize that freedom, you can build anything and tell any story about it. People are going to be naturally attracted, and they will ask questions, and they just kind of want to know the fact. But it's just going to live on, and every single word matters. You're buying words in people's brains right now. This is not cheap stuff. Like myself, my words in people's brains is fuck them polygons. That's my thing. I'm buying this. All right. It's all about raycast rendering over here. No more polygons. Polygons for dummies only. Fuck the polygons. Polygons are the problem in today's rendering world. I own this shit. And I will prove it to you over and over again how much I own of that. But there's, other little tiny ownerships I have to deal with as well. Just to solidify skills, level 3. I have to solidify this to keep hammering on this one. I have to have solid ground. But I've already seen level 4 in my life, and at this point, hands down, we got it. Like, we just have it. Like, we have ownership of something remarkably powerful that no one can ignore in the end of the day. No one will be able to ignore that. Because the gravity will pull them in, and you will be able to answer a lot of questions. You will be written in history. You are writing yourself in history by owning something special. Whether it's women love traveling because they want to see all the physical things. So you build a physical thing, and you own it. And you also have to own, additionally, very interesting, it's good to own a person that would preserve that thing that you have. Someone that would greet a person, and if they want to take a picture of it, they come up to them and explain everything, right? The tour guide basically always available at the peak hours, right? That's just an obvious. If you own a luxurious building and you do not own a tour guide for that building, what are you fucking doing? What are you doing? What's the point then? How are you gonna plant those words in their heads? What is the point? You're just gonna write down something on a tablet? Sure, that's a scapegoat move, but you need a person, preferably. By all means, you build your Scientology building, you still need a person inside that building. Alright? Wait, what? Well, that's the latest meme, unfortunately. People love buildings, okay? Scientology building is definitely a power tower. It's probably corporate level, though. That's it. You know everything. That's where you can spend freedom at. Notice how I didn't say bully other people, annoy other people, buy a bunch of dogs or pets. What? What is that? Is that ownership? Or just literally owning toxicity? You want toxicity in your life. I don't get it, man. I never understood dog ownership. So it must not be existent. It's not a flex. It's loneliness manifested, right? You're still dealing with toxicity. You're still stuck here. Only when you escape toxicity you start ownership. You cannot until you're not. Alright, so they just accept it. Some people accept toxicity. You cannot own anything annoying, anything that requires too much attention. You cannot just rent things either. Ownership or nothing. This is just how it's the fundamentals. It's so fundamental. And people can fuck it up tremendously. Because it's easy to outbalance your freedom. It's easy to lean towards a certain thing that, in the end of the day, just gives you more toxicity. You can do gambling, right? Like, you can enter a casino. Everything looks so nice. So, bright and, cinematic. And fundamentally, it's there to steal money from you. It's a toxic fucking relationship. You do not escape toxicity by starting gambling. What are you even thinking? But that's what people do. They just forget the most important part. They see shiny. Oh, I can earn money. They see the positive side of things. They don't calculate the negatives, and that's what you have in an unbalanced system. A flaw. A logical flaw. Wow, funny. I guess my job is done here. Freedom of speech. I did not talk about that one. It must not exist. Because it's not that deep. Like, what are you talking about? It's probably a fundamental freedom that never dies. Why did we learn language if we cannot talk to each other? Right? When it doesn't harm anyone. It's a fundamental freedom. Does not have anything to do with capitalism, it looks like. But technically, believe in money is the freedom of speech idea. Right? Well, freedom of speech is, you can say anything. It depends on interpretation. And at some point, believe. If you think freedom of speech is incredibly important to you and you can do whatever you want with it, you haven't even figured out the belief in money part. Because if you believe in money, you shut up, right? You don't have freedom of speech because it might cost you money, right? You shut the fuck up. You hush money. You put money in your mouth so you don't spill the beans. You don't spill your secrets or whatever. Your secret stash. You're a pirate, and if you talk too much, someone's gonna loot your secret stash. Like, please. You must understand, freedom of speech is not capitalism. Like, not at all. People sell their souls to vomit someone else's brand name over and over again in their videos, whatever it takes, right? Because they believe in money. Someone else putting words in their mouth. That's not freedom of speech. They don't discover it. No one needs it, apparently. It's a fucking meme. It's a mismatch of words, almost. Because it doesn't make sense when you think about it. Like, yeah, I can say whatever I want. But then people gonna get mad. Oops. Freedom of speech, yeah? Why can I not swear in my YouTube videos? Freedom of speech exists, but you have to pay for it. And that means it doesn't exist. It fundamentally does not exist. Because speech is language. Speech is communism. And communism gets killed under capitalism. That's why freedom of speech is such a mismatch. That doesn't mean anything. Either speech is required to earn your relationships, or speech is just going to get you in trouble. One of those two things, basically. But why people get tangled up? Because they're bullies. Because they're the lowest fucking common denominator. The trash of the world gets tangled in a lot of these bullying tactics. In belief systems beyond money, but without actually improving themselves in any way. Because they want to see what they can get away with. Not what freedom gives them. It gives to them. When you actually appreciate what freedom gives to you, you become rich. It's just women go that path of being rich really physically, collecting free stuff. They're the Pac-Man of the world. And men become rich by actually building integrity and skills and just things that no one can take away from them. No cannonball, no explosive, no bullet is gonna take away things that they own. Otherwise, you're not a real man. I didn't actually say that in the Real Man episode, but we just keep discovering shit like this. Yeah, because like real rich people are not concerned about freedom of speech. Don't worry about that. They do not talk about stuff like that. They just say things and hope to not get in trouble for it. You know, it doesn't win you any arguments, unfortunately. It just makes arguments more relevant when you convolute them. You must fundamentally adopt like simplicity of everything is so simple when it comes to this. Believe in money is a little bit, it murks your waters a little bit, but it's just a feeling, right? When you adopt the feeling correctly, you can move on. It's very simple. But what is not simple is the side effect of you have to like sell other belief systems. All right? You have to occupy other belief systems. You must kind of forget about the other ones. And believe in money is like not fucking coming to my Discord and saying, oh, look how jobless you are. If you believe in money, I have money. Maybe you don't need a job. How about that? Just believe in the money, not the fucking people's occupations. What are they trying to tell you? Just dig into like moral beliefs too much, like some kind of scavenger hunt. It's not that deep. In the end of the day, we also talk just about money anyways. We'll talk about which location you come from, what hobbies you have, how expensive is your computer is a topic that a lot of people can talk about nowadays. Everyone had to go through quite a bit of shit if they wanted to be gamers. And now the shit is called Windows 11. Uh-oh. Something that murks your ownership. Like, do you own your PC or the PC owns you? It is the Fight Club reference at the same time. Do not let things own you, because that's not ownership, that's counter ownership. You have to own things, not the other way around. If you have to constantly go to work to own something, that's a subscription, potentially. Right now, you probably can't own a house. So, big fucking deal. Maybe you can still own a castle in Europe, though. Have you tried that one? It gets so funny. But we're going to talk about American Dream. Maybe it's going to come up. So, unfortunately, I can't tell you every single mistake a person makes that disqualifies them from just the straight path to maximum accomplishments under capitalism. It gets a little bit more complicated again. There's like 3 more operation states. Introducing fame, morality, and something eternal. Morality and eternality. Some god words that probably not even invented yet, because of course it's not invented. Everyone has to rediscover it over and over again. Wait, he did say temporary. Oh. Now I'm scared, because I didn't take it seriously when I read it. Unfortunately, beyond level 5, you're only gonna see predators. They have so much freedom, they can do crime and get away with it, but now it's a big problem, unfortunately. And I can become something like that, too. I can become an alien. That's another problem. And humanity must try and stop me. Like, humanity must try and stop predators from coming to life. They're destroyers of reality. So there's no level 5. There's never gonna be a level 5. And you trust me, you don't want it. If it happens, it happens. But you will leave this reality. It will no longer make sense to anyone. The things that you're capable of doing. Instead of leaving on this note, let's just find some joke that Jake Paul says. Hello? Door opens. Hello, who's there? No, you're haunted, bro. Someone else owns the house. For a long, long time. I didn't have to wait long. Bro, do you think Jake Paul is shitting his pants right now? It's a beautiful hiding spot for anyone. To me, always is going to be the biggest pain point of, like, man, capitalism is very tough for me. Very traumatizing, but, you know, it's fine. So it's actually not just women that go up and improve their hearts. It is also thinkers that go the other direction, meaning that the other personalities go up as well. It's not just women and men split. It's thinkers versus like narcissist. So Jake Paul is like narcissist. People who can live selfish lives, they go up. They just love the wealth. Like, why wouldn't they have it, right? Why wouldn't they make it obvious to everyone that they're the best? That's all narcissist cares about. Proving that they're the better, the bigger person. So, well, you don't have to be sad for me. I'm just a happily traumatized person. How about that? You wish Mark Passio would know that, because he's also a thinker, exact same personality. And he knows half of it. But the moment you start repeating knowledge, knowledge stops flowing, you stop learning new things. My content is designed exactly that. To just kind of never end. It's a stream of consciousness, but like, I've never seen that before, man. Sometimes you just want things to exist that don't really exist. And that grants you success of some kind. Right? The greatest freedom is to allow things to exist that never existed before. So the real ending of, well, this exists.
You're never gonna defeat my new favorite food, baguette. Casting my pink frosted sprinkle donut? Then you're going down, penis pretzel.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. Things that never existed exist under capitalism.